Now, I've had so many crazy sleep paralysis incidents that you can consider me an expert on sleep paralysis. Now, the dictionary itself defines sleep paralysis as a condition identified by a brief loss of muscle control, also known as atonia, that happens just after falling asleep or waking up. In addition to atonia, people often have hallucinations during episodes of sleep paralysis. Now, I have sleep paralysis all the time. It doesn't happen right after I've fallen asleep. It happens well after I've been asleep. It happens when I'm taking a nap. It happens at 2 o'clock in the morning. It happens at 12 o'clock in the evening. It happens at 3 o'clock in the morning. It happens at 9 p.m. at night. And therefore, I have been terrified out of my mind by these episodes of sleep paralysis. Example, one night, I'm laying in the bed. I go to sleep. I have been asleep for hours. How do I know? Because I went to bed at 9:45. At 11:30 p.m., I'm wide awake looking at the clock right next to my bed, and I cannot move. Not a muscle in my body can move. The only thing I can move is my eyes. I'm laying on my right hand side, and I feel like there's an elephant sitting on my hip. Again, I'm wide awake. I'm looking at the clock, and I watch 5 minutes pass on the clock where I cannot move. After 5 minutes, I start to be able to move my legs and then my arms. And next thing you know, everything is back to normal. Now, that's level 1 sleep paralysis that I've experienced. Let's go to my level 2 sleep paralysis. Level 2. Broad daylight, I come home from work. I just want to take a quick nap before I gotta go back. I'm laying on the sofa on my back, hands behind my head, my eyes open, and I cannot move. Now, this time as I'm laying there, I feel something touching on my right leg, tracing up my thigh, touching my private parts, coming to my belly button, and a finger going into my belly button with so much pressure that my intestines start to hurt. Now, I'm not a particularly religious person. I don't go to church. I don't worship Jesus. I don't worship Allah. I don't worship Buddha. I just live my life. But over time of experiencing things like this, you kind of start to understand that something weird is going on, and you look for a religious solution to this problem. Now, that's level 2. Level 3 sleep paralysis. There's only 4 levels, and when I get to level 4, oh baby, you're going to understand why I am a Christian right now. Level 3 sleep paralysis. Again, broad daylight, Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. I'm laying in the bed. I stayed out late that Friday night, so I'm laying in the bed recovering from a hangover. I'm neatly tucked under the covers when I wake up and realize that I can't move, except for this time, the covers start to tighten around my body and they're pressing me down into the bed. To make you understand it, imagine that you're laying in the bed under the covers normal, and then they start to tuck themselves under your body. You feel like you're being pressed into the mattress and you're becoming pretty much a burrito. Then the whispering starts, and I'm like, holy crap, this is way beyond anything I ever experienced. That time was the very first time I ever started calling religious names. I asked for Buddha, Vishnu, Allah, and finally, I said, what the hell? I called everybody else, let me try Jesus. I called out Jesus, and it stopped. Now let me take you to my level 4 sleep paralysis. This was absolutely insane, because I wasn't the only one to encounter it. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I head out to the strip club one night. Me and my boys hang out. I meet this chick in a strip club, and I talk her into coming home with me, right? We come home, I bang her out. I'm expecting her to leave, but she likes me and she wants to spend the night. It's all good. You can spend the night. I'm a single guy. I don't care. The only precautions I took was I took my wallet, my keys, my weapon, and all the little cash I had laying around the house, and put it in the safe and locked it. Now, if she got up in the middle of the night and stole something, I didn't really give a shit because there was not much she could steal. So now, me and her both are laying in the bed. She's laying with her head on my chest. We are knocked out sleep. I wake up, look over, and realize she's laying there with her eyes wide open, not moving. Now, at this point in time, I didn't realize that I was paralyzed. So now I'm trying to reach over, roll over, and grab her butt, but my body won't move. Now reality is sinking in, and I'm realizing that this is a sleep paralysis episode. But no, this wasn't no normal sleep paralysis. Because as we lay in there, the cover begins to slowly slide down, uncovering our shoulders, I'm covering our chests, down to our hips, down to our knees. Eventually, only covering our feet. The entire time, I know we're both awake because I'm looking at her and our eyes are darting back and forth looking at each other. And then you feel this pressure at the foot of the bed. Not like somebody was crawling in the bed, but like somebody stepped one foot up into the bed, the other foot up into the bed. And then they kept walking until they were standing literally over us. That's when the whispering starts. And the next thing you know, she's literally yanked out of the bed and lands on the floor. Now, again, I'm telling you, I'm not a particularly religious person, but I'm freaking terrified. I'm not even thinking to call upon the name Jesus because I'm scared out of my mind. But I hear her on the floor in the bedroom saying, "In the name of Jesus Christ, leave us alone." And the entire atmosphere in the room changes. Listen to me. Homegirl gets up, grabs her bra, grabs her panties, grabs one of my shirts, puts it on, walks out of the door with nothing but my shirt on in her panties, gets in her car, and drives off. From that point forward, I realized that there was something that was attached to me, or something that actually liked fucking with me. So I started to pray, and I started to try and get closer to God. But my entire life, I had never even read the Bible. So now I'm talking to friends who are Christians, and I'm saying, listen, I'm having this paranormal activity, these things are going on. And I realized that most of those guys never experienced anything, so they think I'm crazy. So now I find myself going on this search for answers to how to deal with this sleep paralysis. And eventually I just settled into the fact that, you know what? Whatever happens, I'm just going to call upon Jesus. So now, when I have sleep paralysis, it's never that level 4, it's always that level 1. As soon as it starts happening, even if I can't move my lips, I just think, "In the name of Jesus Christ, be gone." And it stops.